It's time you stop bleeding and start building. Women deserve less, I'll tell you why. It's not how many flowers you buy. It's not how often you say good morning. And it's not how much of yourself you give up just to keep her interested. Every time you try harder to please her, you give away more of your spine. Every time you mold yourself to her mood, you chip away at the core of your masculine essence. That's the illusion the modern world sold you. Sacrifice your edge to win her affection. Trade your backbone for her breadcrumbs. A blueprint for weakness disguised as romance. But here's the truth. Women fall in love with you for only two reasons. And once you understand them, you'll stop chasing shadows. You'll stop bleeding for empty praise. You'll become the man they chase in silence. Because what they don't tell you is that a woman may enjoy your attention, but she only surrenders her soul to the man who commands it without asking. Not the man who begs, not the man who performs, but the one who remains, still, rooted, unshaken. So why does this matter? Because many men pour years into women who were never truly theirs. Not in spirit, not in heart. She smiled, she stayed, she played along. But deep down, she never felt it. And every time you overgave, you told her she was more valuable than your mission. Every time you canceled your purpose for her pleasure, you stepped further from your throne. They give and give and give until their time, their energy, and their identity are drained like lifeblood from an open wound. Not because she took too much, but because he gave without demand. This isn't a video to shame women. This is a shield, a sword, to protect your mind, your mission, and your masculine fire from being devoured by a connection that was hollow from the start. Because here's a truth worth burning into your bones. She may stay for the comfort, but she only loves when she respects. And she only respects when you respect yourself more than her validation. Let me show you the two reasons she truly falls for you. So stick with me until the end, because once they click, you won't just understand attraction. You'll command it. You'll know why some women cling like ivy, while others drift like smoke and never return. But before we begin, ask yourself, how many times have you loved without boundaries? How many times have you offered your soul to someone who only wanted your presence? Let's begin. Reason 1. Your energy, not your acts. It's not your car. It's not your haircut. And it damn sure isn't how funny or agreeable you are. Every time you decorate yourself to impress her, every time you change your posture to make her laugh, every time you betray your essence for her attention, you step further from what makes you unforgettable. It's your energy, the essence of who you are when the world tightens its grip, the gravity you carry when everything around you is trying to shake you loose. Do you remain grounded when storms come? Or do you unravel at the first sign of distance or disapproval? Every man says he's strong until her silence arrives. Every man claims confidence until she mentions another man. Every man believes he's the oak tree until one gust of emotional wind knocks him to his knees. See, most men think masculinity is dominance, flexing status, acting like a lion while inside they're still a wounded boy. A boy wearing a mask. A boy who learned to roar before he ever learned to listen. That might impress her for a weekend. It might spark attention for a night, but it won't make her stay. Because the energy that keeps her is not loud. It is not boastful. It is calm, certain, unshakable. Because what truly grips a woman's heart is the man who stays unshaken. The one who walks calmly through chaos as if he was born for it. Picture this. You're in a room. Tension, thick like smoke. Voices are rising. And in the corner, a man leans back, silent, watching. He says nothing. But when he moves, everyone feels it. That man doesn't chase approval. He commands it. Not by force, but by being the mountain others lean on when everything trembles. She pulls away, and you do not flinch. She tests your edges, and you respond with humor and stillness. Every time you choose not to react, You train her to trust you. Every time you remain still in her storm, you become the one place she can finally exhale. That's when she leans in, not because of what you said, but because your energy told her, "You cannot shake me, I am rooted." A woman falls for the man who doesn't orbit her, but who walks the path regardless of who follows. He doesn't ask, "Will she stay?" He asks, "Am I staying true to myself?" You become the sun in your own sky, and she's drawn to the warmth of your gravity, because that kind of man, he doesn't pull, he doesn't plead. He simply exists so powerfully that everything else finds its place around him. Now ask yourself, how many times have you let your mood depend on her message? How many times have you waited by the phone when you should have been walking your path? That is not power. That is a life hijacked by approval. And a man without center is a man easily forgotten. Be the one she remembers, not because you chased her, but because you didn't move when everything else did. Reason 2. Her investment, not yours. Now here's what most men will never understand. It's not just about how she feels around you. It's about what she pours into you. Every time she invests in you, her roots grow a little deeper. Every time she chooses to show up without being asked, she binds herself tighter to the foundation. Because people don't value what they get for free. They value what they sweat for. They value what costs them. They value what they've had to fight themselves to keep. A woman who hasn't sacrificed for you can vanish without remorse, because she never built. She only visited. But the one who's given you her time, her effort, her vulnerability, will fight her own demons just to keep you. Because when she builds, she binds. And when she binds, she becomes part of the structure. Imagine this: 2 men stand at the base of a mountain. One carries a woman on his back. Every step, every struggle, he absorbs alone. She enjoys the view, but never knows the weight. The second walks side by side with her. She stumbles but gets back up. She lifts, she carries, she contributes. They reach the peak together, exhausted but fused. Which woman do you think values the journey more? Which man do you think she would die to protect? Too many men carry the entire load, texting first, planning everything, showing up without ever asking if she will do the same. And every time you do that, you rob her of her own loyalty. You steal from her the chance to fall deeply. And then they wonder why she disappears. It's simple. She never paid a price, so she feels no loss. So here's your challenge. When was the last time you allowed her to step up? When was the last time she had to initiate? When did she last contribute without prompt? The wise man steps back, not out of arrogance, but out of understanding. He creates space, not distance, but room for her to earn her place. Because it's not just for you, it's for her. Every act of effort is a thread in the tapestry, and a woman wrapped in her own effort stays warmer in your presence. That's not manipulation. That's biology. That's ancient. That's how tribes were built, how legacies were secured. She must build with you, not just receive from you. So ask yourself, does she call when you go silent? Does she offer without being asked? Does she think of ways to serve your mission, even when you don't ask for help? Every time you answer no, you're staring at an illusion, not a partnership. You're staring at a woman who hasn't rooted, just hovered. If the answer is no, then she is not yours. She is simply in orbit, waiting to drift. And a drifting woman does not anchor. She vanishes when the wind changes. The final flame. Combine these two, the energy of a man rooted in purpose, and the reality of a woman who has invested into his world. Not just one or the other, not charm without challenge, not effort without direction, but both, the unshakable core and the proven bond. That is the foundation of real love. Not the kind sung about in songs, not the kind written in fairy tales, but the kind kingdoms were built upon, the kind that reshapes destinies, not just weekends. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be respected. Every time you trade respect for comfort, you step further from your throne. Every time you apologize for your fire, you darken the flame that was meant to guide others. You are here to be chosen by a woman who doesn't just admire your light, but brings wood to keep it burning. So forget the flowers, forget the likes, forget chasing shadows in hopes they reflect something real. Forget being the entertainer, forget being the overgiver, forget being the man who performs so much. He forgets to become. Forge yourself into the man she cannot walk away from. Not because you begged, but because she bled, because she invested, because she built beside you. Now ask yourself, are you still performing, or are you leading? Are you the man who wakes up with intention, or the one waiting for her to define your worth? Because once you stop chasing validation, once you stand in your path and dare the world to keep up, love will not be something you seek. It will be something you attract. It will be something that proves itself, instead of something you plead for. Stand tall, brother. This age was not built for men like you. It was built to tame you, to soften you, to strip you of your edge and call it progress. But you were forged to survive it. And not just survive, but lead. Lead yourself. Lead your purpose. And when she enters your kingdom, lead her too. Not through dominance, but through direction. Not through begging, but through embodiment. Because once you lead yourself, you never chase again.